Kiss your sweet boy goodnight, dreaming of rest, then walk into a disaster zone of dishes, toys, and laundry again. You're exhausted, but instead of resting, you spend your only free hour cleaning. Mama, I used to live in that cycle every single night. But what if I told you you don't have to do it this way? This was me until I discovered the one simple mind shift that helped me get all my homemaking done by 8 p.m. before my kids went to bed, so I could finally reclaim my evenings with peace, not chores. In this video, I'll show you the exact routine that helped me go from a burnout night cleaner to a mom who gets to relax, read her Bible, or spend time with her husband, guilt-free. And when I wake up, my home is ready for the day. And so am I. Because here's the truth. You're not made to survive your day just to work all night. You're made to rest, restore, and actually enjoy your home and your family. Most moms think they just need better discipline or more time. But the real issue is not having a system that works with your season of motherhood. I've gone from collapsing into bed surrounded by chaos to ending my day with a clean home and a clean heart. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps that will help you finish your homemaking chores before 8 p.m. so you can stop cleaning after bedtime and finally reclaim your evenings. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Camille Leach. If you're ready to ditch the after bedtime hustle, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for weekly Christ-centered homemaking tips. And don't forget to check out my free workshop below, where I walk you through the exact framework to break free of yelling and actually start enjoying motherhood like you have always dreamed of.
There's always something. Meals to cook, clothes to fold, floors to clean, kids to care for. It felt like I was constantly working, yet somehow never finished.
I was running on fumes, wondering, why does it feel like there's never a break? Then, one day it hit me. Even nurses who care for people all day have 12-hour shifts. And when their shift is over, they clock out. They rest, they recover. Why couldn't I do the same in my homemaking? So I made one mindset shift that changed everything.
I started treating my homemaking like shift work.
Now, I give myself from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to get it all done, with focus, intention, and grace. When I kiss my boys goodnight at 8 p.m., I don't start scrubbing or organizing. I breathe. I rest. I enjoy the home I've cared for. And you know what? I'm a better mom for it. What if you gave yourself permission to clock out too? To stop trying to do everything at every moment and start living with rhythms that give you your life back. Let me show you how. As I started this journey, I thought, how on earth was I supposed to get everything done in just 12 hours while raising 3 precious but completely wild boys? My days felt like a whirlwind of diapers, meals, homeschool, and meltdowns. And by the time bedtime rolled around, I was finally starting my homemaking chores. I kept asking myself, why can't I ever get ahead? And that's when I realized, if I wanted the house clean by 8 p.m., I had to start with clarity. So I got honest with myself. There are essential tasks that actually keep the house running, and then there's everything else. Here's what made the cut for me. Meals. Second, cleaning essential surfaces like floors, counters, and toilets. And third, the laundry. Let's be real. Fingerprints on the walls and dust on the bookshelf, nice to have clean, but are not urgent in the season of littles. Once I knew what mattered, the next question was, when was I actually going to do it? I tried time blocking, which is scheduling specific tasks at specific times. But my days never run like clockwork. One diaper blowout and the whole plan's out the window. Then I discovered the secret that changed everything: habit stacking. This is the first step to having a clean house by bedtime. Have you ever told yourself, I'm going to vacuum today no matter what? And then suddenly it's 9 p.m. And you never even touched the vacuum? Yep, me too. That was me. Especially with laundry. I'd have every intention of folding that mountain of clothes, but it just never happened. So I tried something different. I picked one habit I already did every day, like lunch, and attached a homemaking task to it. I picked one habit I did every day, like lunch, and attached a homemaking task to it. After lunch, I would fold the laundry. No guessing, no extra motivation needed, just lunch, then laundry. And because lunch happened every single day, laundry started happening too. Then I did the same with vacuuming and cleaning the toilets. And suddenly, things were actually getting done. I wasn't cleaning after bedtime anymore. I was enjoying peaceful evenings in a clean home. But not even the most perfect routine could save me from constant kid interruptions until I discovered one simple shift. You know that moment when your child looks up with you with those big, innocent eyes and says, "Mommy, will you play trains with me?" Yeah, that was my 4-year-old. He would ask me right in the middle of pure chaos. There were dishes in the sink, laundry on the couch, toys all over the floor, and suddenly I just froze. Because in that moment, I didn't feel like a good mom or a productive homemaker. I felt like I was failing at both. All I could think was, how many times have I just said, "one more minute," while pushing them away? The guilt hit hard. I was trying so hard to keep the house together, but at what cost? I knew something had to change. So I started experimenting, and I found something that actually worked. This is step 2 in how I finally got my house clean by 8 p.m. every night without the crushing guilt or mom burnout. And here's what I started doing. Before I touched a single chore, I would pause and say, "Okay, boys, mommy's going to play with you for 20 minutes. Then when the timer goes off, it's time for me to do the dishes. And then I'll set the timer for the dishes. When it goes off, it'll be time to play with me again." That tiny shift, leading with connection, changed everything. They felt filled up, their love cup was full, and I felt present. And most of the time, they played happily while I got things done. It was like I unlocked the secret to keeping both the house and the heart in balance. If this is connecting with your heart, please check out my free workshop below where I share the exact framework of how to break free from yelling and constant chaos and truly enjoy motherhood like you have always dreamed of. You know how people say, just spend quality time with your kids and they'll stop misbehaving? Well, it seemed like when there was something I was really trying to get done, my kids would find some mischievous thing to get into. Because while I was in the kitchen washing dishes, my toddler was in the other room, scribbling over the walls with a crayon. And I thought, how am I supposed to keep a clean house when my kids create chaos every time I turn my back? I tried cleaning while they were awake, and honestly, it was a disaster. I'd sweep the floor, turn around, crayons dumped, milk spilled, toys everywhere. And I remember thinking, this is never going to work. But I was desperate. I needed a way to get things done during the day without losing my mind. So I tried something new. That's when I discovered something that changed everything. I call it table time. And it's a third step in how I finally got my clean house by 8 p.m. without sacrificing peace or parenting. It started small. I trained my kids to stay at the table with a specific toy for just 5 minutes. Play-Dohs, stickers, dot markers, or scissors and glue. Anything hands-on. We use a timer and keep it fun. And over time, 5 minutes turned to 10, 10 turned to 20, and now they can stay there for 45 minutes happily playing. And I get a solid, uninterrupted window to clean. Is it perfect? No. Did it take training? Absolutely. But now, it's one of our favorite parts of the day, and it works. If we were in a room without a table, we'd switch it up. Either a playpen or a blanket time, depending on the age. They'd get a small selection of toys, but they had to stay inside the designated space until the timer went off. And here's the beauty of it. This time became predictable and peaceful. And most importantly, I could finally clean a room without being interrupted every 5 seconds. And maybe you've tried all of these different things and other countless tips, but you're still like, there is no way I can get anything done by 8 p.m., Camille. Well, hey, I think God has us for a reason because we were all made to work together as a family. And there was a moment when I realized I was doing everything for my kids. And in doing that, I realized I was actually holding them back because I wasn't just keeping a clean house, I was keeping them from learning how to work. And let's be honest, chores aren't just about a clean home. They're about character building, building confidence, and learning that happiness comes from contributing and from giving and from helping. This was the fourth step that helped me finally get my house clean by 8 p.m. without the constant power struggles. And even better, it's the one that started shaping my kids into helpers instead of consumers and takers. Now, I'll be real with you. I used to dread asking my kids to do chores because every time I did, it felt like I was opening the door to a full-blown meltdown. Whining, resistance, dragging their feet. It just didn't feel worth it. But I knew deep down, if I wanted to raise kids who knew how to contribute, not just consume, I had to make a shift. And that shift came when I discovered the key. Make it fun. Make it something they want to be a part of. So I introduced the chore chart game. I sat my boys down and said, if you do your chores happily and on time for 10 days, you'll earn a special gift. Their eyes lit up. They smiled wide. And they immediately started asking, Mommy, when can we do our chores? I was in shock, but it worked. And here's the best part. If one of them missed a chore, no lecture, no shaming. I just gave the reward to the sibling who did complete the goal. Silence became the most powerful teaching tool. Because when the one who missed out came to me and asked, Mommy, why did brother get a Lego gift and not me? Where's my Lego gift? I simply asked, well, honey, what was the requirement? You'd see the light bulb go off in his head, he'd nod, and then he would quickly go get to work. After the 10-day reward system became a habit and they clearly knew how to do the chore, we shifted the game. Now, if they don't do their chore cheerfully and right away, there's a consequence. Because at some point, it has to go from a game to growth and to understand what real life is all about. But I want you to remember that even if the kitchen isn't spotless and the bathroom a mess, choosing to rest and going to bed on time is stewarding the body God gave you. 1 Corinthians 6, verses 19 and 20 says, or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not of your own? You are bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. There will always be meals to cook and toys to clean up, but we only have one body. The tiny habits like going to bed on time can drastically impact your lifelong health. So you can always have the energy to play with your kids, your grandkids, or even your great-grandkids one day. And always remember, your worth is not depending on how clean your house is or even that you got it clean by 8 p.m. But your worth can only be found in Jesus and who he says you are. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you feel stuck in stress and constant chaos and want to be that calm, gentle, and joyful homemaker you've always dreamed of being, please check out my free workshop below.